First, I rise and give praise to the great God, our the Father of the universe, the author, the creator, the governor of the world, the almighty, eternal, and incomprehensible. I give honor to our illustrious prophet, noble dweller, who brought us out of the darkness into the marvelous light, who's trying to lift us up to the highest plane of spirit. I give honor to Brother Marcus I give honor to all of our past supreme grand advisors and moderators, for the C. Curtin Bay, for the F. Nelson Bay, for the J. Great I give honor to our former Grand Chief of our View, to our present Grand Chief of our Jones Bay. I give honor to our assistant Grand Chief for the A. Hopkins Bay. I give honor to our Grand National Chairman for the PJC, to our Grand National Secretary, W. Wright Bay, to our assistants, A. Rathman. Give honor to the Grand National Treasurer, Ms. Jones, to our assistant, J. Give honor to the National Financial Secretary, Ms. Ann Johnson, to our Grand Monthly, Joe Frazier. I give honor to all Grand Chiefs and their assistants, all Grand Governors and their assistants, all Chiefs and Chiefs, to all faithful members of the Moorish Science of America. I give honor to all our sympathizers. I give honor to our charter. I give honor to our divine constitutional bylaws, our questionnaire and additional laws. I give honor to everything the prophet is for the uplifting of all humanity. Psalm?
Psalm.
Salvation, our God, unity. Moorish Science Temple of America, the divine constitution of Bible. Act 1. The Grand Chief and the Chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce law with the assistance of the Prophet and the Grand Body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Assistant Grand Chief is to assist the Grand Chief in all affairs. He lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly, according to the Circle Set, and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest, because on a Friday the first man was formed in flesh, and on a Friday the first man departed out of flesh and ascended into his Father God Almighty. For that cause, Friday is a holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No member is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. And 4. All members must observe these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government. So by being a Moorish American, you're a part and parcel of the government. You must live the life accordingly. And 5. This organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion, or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality. And we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, Holocaust, black people, or Ethiopians. To these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779, and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national names, to be recognized by the government in which they live, and the nations of the earth. It's the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained over Jew Ali the prophet, to redeem the people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites, whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. And 7. All members will properly attend their meetings, become a part and parcel of all lifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members will pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you're entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you will support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children, and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious, become a part of the uplifting of all humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love, and their bodies clean with water. Divine covenant from your holy prophet, noble dwelling, to the guidance of his Father, God alone. Noble founder, Moorish American prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation. By night and by day, through his holy prophets, you are weak. Amen. Just read the 7 acts of the divine constitution of Bible of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Now I'd like to turn your attention to page 7, Questionary and Additional Laws for the Moorish American by the Prophet, Noble Brothers. Act 1. Grand chiefs and governors, the heads of all temples, all businesses. Each said temple must be approved by the Prophet, Noble Brothers. Before acting upon by any members, let it be finance property or any line alike that will cause the members to sacrifice finance, etc., that will cause the support of any group of members. Any former officer that violates these laws is subject to be removed from his office under heavy restriction, etc., by the Prophet or the Grand Chief. Act 2. All members are to attend their Hadith meetings and their public meetings promptly. The members found standing around in their meeting period shall be fined 50 cents on the first case, and on the second, he will be fined $1 to go on your emergency fund. If members working his monthly dues must be paid. If he has money in the bank, he must subscribe for as much as he is able to the Moorish uplifting fund, because it takes finance to uplift the nation. Act 3. The lawful and divine duty of every good member. He is able in finance to aid me in saving the nation. If he does not, he is an enemy to the cause of uplifting his own people, and justice must catch him. Let it be he or she, according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, that I have the power vested in my hand, and I have to enforce the law in order to save the nation. And 4. All members, when making a public speech, it's not using assertion against the American flag, speak radical against the church, or any member of any organized group, but we are to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And 5. All members must properly attend their meeting, and send their children to Sunday school, and the teacher must confirm himself to the questionnaire. And let every member exercise his 5 senses who is able to do so, because out from your Sunday school comes the guidance of the nation. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality. And we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed. They may know that they are part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians. Now, these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779, and lasted until 1865, during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free nationalism. We recognize by the government in which they live, and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Jawali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their simple ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. 7. All members who promptly attend their meetings become a part and a parcel of all listening acts of the Moorish Science Temple. Members pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple. Then you're entitled to the name of faith. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious, become part of the uplifting of all humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love, and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Dwelling, with the guidance of his father, God Allah. Thus I read the 7 acts of the questionnaire and official laws of the Moorish Americans by the prophet, Noble Dwelling. This all with the reading of the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, verse 7, the body prepared by the noble prophet Jawali, by the God of his father, God Allah, the great God of the universe, to redeem man from the sinful and fallen stage of humanity, back to the highest plane of life, his Father is not one. Turn your attention to chapter number 10, on page 16. The divine instruction from the Holy Prophet. Chapter number 10, Jesus facts faith on the unity of Allah and man to the Hindus. 1. Benares is a sacred city of the Brahmins, and in Benares Jesus taught. Udraka was his host. Udraka made a feast in honor of his guests, and many high-born Hindu priests and scribes were there. And Jesus said to them with much delight, I speak to you concerning life, the brotherhood of life. The universal Allah is one, and yet He is more than one. All things are one. By the sweet breath of Allah, all life is bound in one. So if you touch a fiber of a living thing, you send a thrill from center to the outer bounds of life. And when you crush beneath your foot the meanest worm, you shake the throne of Allah and cause the sword of life to tremble in its sheath. The bird sings out its song for men, and men vibrate in unison helping sing. The ant constructs its home, the bee its sheltering home. The spider weaves her web, and flowers breathe to them a spirit in their sweet perfume that gives them strength to toil. Now men and birds and beasts and creeping things are deities in flesh. And how dare you kill anything? It is cruelty that makes the world irate. And when men have learned that when they harm a living thing, they harm themselves, they surely will not kill, nor cause the thing that Allah has made to suffer pain. A lawyer said, I pray to Jesus, tell, who is this Allah you speak about? Where are his priests, his temples, and his shrines? And Jesus said, the Allah I speak about is everywhere. He cannot be surpassed with walls or heads without a bound of any kind. All people worship Allah, the one, but all the people see him not alike. This universal Allah is wisdom, will, and love. All men see not the triune Allah. One sees him as Allah of might, another as Allah of thought, another as Allah of love. A man's ideal is his God. And so as man unfolds, his God unfolds. Man's God today, tomorrow is not God. The nations of the earth see Allah from different points of view. And so he does not seem the same to everyone. Man is a part of Allah he sees. And this to him is all of Allah. And every nation sees a part of Allah. And every nation has a name of Allah. You Brahmins call him Kar Brahman. In Egypt he is Thor. And Zeus is his name in Greece. Jehovah is his Hebrew name. But everywhere he is the causeless cause, the rootless root from which all things have grown. When men are afraid of Allah and take him for a foe, they dress up other men in fancy garbs and call them priests and charge them to restrain the wrath of Allah by prayer. And when they fail to win his favor by their prayers, to buy him off with sacrifice of animals or birds. When man sees Allah as one with him,
Yes.
as Father Allah,
Yes.
he needs no middleman, no priest to intercede. He goes straight up to him and says, my Father God. And then he lays his hand in Allah's own hand.
Yes.
And all is well.
Yes.
And this is Allah. You are each one a priest just for yourself. And sacrifice of blood, Allah does not want. Just give your life in sacrificial service to the all of life. And Allah is free. When Jesus had thus said, he stood aside. The people were amazed, but strove among themselves. Some said, he is inspired by Holy Word. And others said, he is insane. And others said, he is obsessed. He speaks as devils speak. But Jesus tarried not. Among the guests was one, a tiller of the soil, a generous soul, a seeker after truth, who loved the words that Jesus spoke. And Jesus went with him, and in his home abode. Islam? Islam. Islam? Islam. 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 I had to learn it through Islam. Right? So praise Allah. Praise Allah for this chapter. You know, there's a couple of things I want to mention in this chapter real quick. You know, as a little boy, maybe some of the little boys, I don't know about the young ladies, but we used to go around, we see worms, we step on it. We see a bug, we step on it. We throw things at birds and the cats and the dogs. That was like a separate thing. And one day I was up at camp. Mother sent me to a little camp, like 10 years old. And I'm running around with other 10-year-old little boys in the woods. And we got sticks. And we're hitting, we're looking for stuff. And I stopped because I saw this frog. And I got the attention of my friend. I go, look, I'm going to get this frog. And I went to whack. And the frog didn't jump. I splattered. And everyone turned and looked at me like, you're a murderer. But we were all doing it together. And we were all trying to kill the little animals, little frogs and insects. But it just made me think of that moment because when I read this chapter, when I first came into the temple, and I started appreciating not only human beings, my own person started with your own family, the boys, and your brothers and your cousins and stuff. They're not boys, but you know, they're my cousins. And I love them too. And the Asiatics in your neighborhood, and people stop there. They can't go beyond that. Some people go because you have a nice friend you grew up with. It might be Italian or Polish or from India or from Spain or something. You went to school with them, you appreciate them, you have a relationship with them, and you expand. But now the prophet's talking about the brotherhood of life. Yes. And when he talks about this worm, it made me think about when I was a little boy. When you crush beneath your foot, but he didn't just say worm. He used this adjective, the meanest worm. Like you justified to do that. It was a mean worm. It wasn't just a regular worm. This worm is mean. Like this person's mean. Like I'm justified to do bad because they're not right. You know, we get outside of ourselves. Like we're supposed to act according to others. No, we're supposed to act according to our own. And so it just made me contemplate that all that time that when you actually crush beneath your foot, the meanest worm, you shake the throne of Allah. That throne must be shaken all day long, every day. If you are the meanest worm, think about what the world's doing every day. Thousands of people, bombs are dropping around this world every day, night and day. And we as humanity accept it's the norm. Brothers and sisters dying in our neighborhoods on a regular. People having car accidents, all kinds of things that's happening on a regular basis. And if you think that the meanest worm can shake the throne of Allah, what do you think is going on with all the rest of the killing that's going on? And how do you think Allah feels on his phone as it's shaking and shaking? And then it says here, you cause the sword of life. I never knew it was the sword of life. is the sword of life. To tremble in its sheath. Well, two things. First of all, it's trembling in the sheath. I'm kind of happy it's not coming out of the sheath. That's right. Right? Right? Think about what's the implication. The throne is shaking. The sword of life. I guess if it's the sword of life, it'd probably be the sword of death, truth. And it's shaking. Maybe it's shaking before it's got to be pulled out. The end of time and the fulfillment of the prophecies. There's a lot of these chapters, more. Grand Governor of New York is always talking about how you study every word.
That's right.
Every word.
That's right.
Who would say every word is spirit.
Yeah.
So maybe if we took out that adjective of meanest word, I would have got the same effect. And then it gets to the end of the chapter. And this is for all the teachers and the ministers. You know, we go on the hedges and the highway. And this was beautiful. I have no problem with what Jesus said. To me, it was beautiful. It was universal. It talked about your role in the universe and with Allah. Put your hand up. Can you believe after he spoke, someone said he's the same? I'm like, well, what were they listening to? You see different people saying different things, but it was the same speech. But it's the people's comprehension, understanding, and where they were coming from, interpret what they thought about. So I can say something up here, and this person said, oh, Proclamations, he's insane. No, he speaks his devil speak. And then maybe there's one until the son said, I like what Proclamations say. If you really think about what he said. You see? So it used to make me think, because I would give these beautiful talks, you know, you talk to one of your friends at your job, you know, for 10 years, or a cousin, you told them how they're not black, broke it down, don't listen to South Shore, the African, all of that. And then after the meeting, I said, all right, black man, see you later. Are you kidding me? And I used to go and reflect, I'm saying, I must have did something wrong. I go back to my teachers and I say, well, Chase said, maybe I didn't say it right. Well, how can I say, well, maybe I didn't deliver it right. I said, well, even when the master delivered it, even when he delivered it, there was people that didn't comprehend it. So don't be so hard on yourself on that. And don't be so hard on yourself, ministers and sheep. When you bring that truth to your family, to your loved ones, to anyone, and they kind of look at me like, what are you talking about? It's not you. It's not the truth. It's where they are at the point.
It's not.
You see? But you stick with them. Because you know what? That same brother sister will call you up 15 years later. You ever had that happen to you? You know, I was thinking, about that 10 years ago. You know, certain things happen, and I was just wondering, where's that couple at? Well, we can send you a Quran. So you never know when you drop those seeds, when they're going to come up, germinate, and grow. So praise Allah, Lord. Praise Allah. I'm sure most of you know what a blessing it is to be with the prophet.
It's not.
Because when you were prophet over you, Ali, you were Jesus. When you were prophet over you, Ali, you were Buddha. You were Muhammad. You were Confucius. You were Moses. You were Noah. You were Aaron. You were all the masters. All the sages. All the faithful. Doesn't it feel good to be in the presence of that group of spirits working for the great God Allah? And we put our hand in Allah's hand. Think about those bills you got. You know, the gas it takes to get here. Many of us, our jobs are a certain way because we took a week off. But we did it for the love of Allah.
Islam.
You know, when Jesus used to teach, he used to go and say, all right, Brother Philip, I need you to go with me and do some teaching. We're going to go this way down the road. Because I'm going to go back to the house and I'm going to pack my bag. You don't need no bag. I'm going to go pack some other stuff. You don't need nothing. We used to tell them that. That was a test of their faith. Those that like, no, I got to go. I don't want that person. I want the person that recognizes who I am, recognizes who the Father is, and knows that he will provide whatever he needs.
Islam.
See, it's that kind of faith that you walk in. So praise Allah. Praise Allah. I'm sure we have a beautiful meeting. We already projected it into to the evening. You see what I'm saying? So I like to present to you the first week of the evening. Let's have a beautiful song. I'd like to call for the Grand Chief of Grand Temple 11, Syracuse, New York, who's also our National Press Secretary for the SNL.
Why we came for me,
Had me on his mind. I'm so glad he came for me. I'm so glad he came for me. I'm so glad he came for me. I'm so glad he came for me.
I've been working for me.
Yes, he did.
He had me on his mind. I'm so glad he worked for me. I'm so glad he worked for me. I'm so glad he worked for me. I'm so glad he worked for me.
Pray for me.
He had me on his mind. I'm so glad he prayed for me. I'm so glad he prayed for me. I'm so glad he prayed for me. I'm so glad he prayed for me.
Pray for me.
He had me on his mind. I'm so glad he came for me. I'm so glad he came for me. I'm so glad he came for me. I'm so glad he came for me.
Praise God.
Islam, boys.
Islam.
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 Someone nervous?
Come on, come on. Right, with your brothers and sisters.
I want to first rise to you, praise to Allah, Almighty, eternal, incomprehensible, yet closer to all of us than our jugular veins. I want to extend honors to the last prophet in these days and times, Prophet Muhammad Ali, Savior of humanity, love made manifest. Jesus, come again. I extend honors to all past and present leadership of the Moorish Science School of America, Incorporated. Honors to all members of this great, great organization. I extend honors to all honors are due. I extend honors to man, because when man honors man, he honors his Father, God Allah. Praise Allah.
Praise God.
Our chairman said some things. He said some things. When he said that we're in the presence of Moses, in the presence of all the old prophets, the prophets of old. That's not metaphorical, people. Our prophet, didn't our prophet teach us that while Allah lives, man cannot die? Man is not the body or the soul. Man is what? Spirit. Come on, that means what? That's right. That means that all those spirits we have access to, right here, right now. The only thing that would divide us is our disbelief or ignorance to the fact. That's it. It's not metaphorical, it's literal. Praise Allah. Our prophet, our teachings are secret teachings, aren't they?
Yes.
He brought us something we can shout about, right? Because we can tell the secret, right? We don't have to keep it locked up, right? Bound up with oaths and things like that. We can tell the secret because we can tell the secret because it's a part of our religious faith. We can shout it at the mountaintops, right? Those secrets involve what? The mysteries of Jesus, don't they? That's what they involve. Our prophet began, one of the things he told us, he said, heaven and earth and hell are not what? Around or where? Within. What does that mean? That means outside reality, people, is nothing but the unfolding consciousness and perception of humanity. That's what it is. That is what it is, and perception is power. Perception is power, people. Power is what? Influence. A lot of us think that money is power. No. Our prophet said money doesn't make the man, and clothes don't make the man. It is what? Free national
national standards and power to make a man in a nation. What we need is influence. Power is influence. I don't have to have the money if I can influence you on how to spend it and where. You hear me?
Yeah.
I don't gotta have it in my pocket. I got your mind in my pocket if I have influence over it. Am I right? Praise Allah. Religious knowledge rules the world. Let's start with that. A lot of people my age and younger, this generation, the woke generation, they want to throw away religion, right? They want to throw away the baby, they want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? They want to throw it away. Religious knowledge rules the world, people. Why do you think it was necessary for Rome to hijack and remix our brother Jesus? Why do you think that was necessary? In order to rule the world and remake the world in his image. Why do you think that was necessary? Why do you think the Crusades were fought? Why do you think the current conflict in Gaza is happening right as we speak? Right now, we're witnessing the Holocaust of biblical proportions over there, aren't we? Are we? We are. Let's do a little quick exercise. Everybody, please, I want you to excuse the morbidity of the sound of this. Everyone, I want you for a few quick seconds to visualize your own death and burial and funeral. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself in the coffin. Your loved ones are around mourning. They finally lower the coffin. They put dirt over the coffin. I know what everybody in this room is thinking. Open your eyes. Because you're thinking exactly what I'm thinking. What's next, huh? What's next? Wisdom is the consciousness that Allah and man are one. You cannot even conceive of an end to you. Why did I do this exercise? The mystery of the thought that we call Jesus. Because who is Jesus? What is a prophet? A thought. The mystery of the thought we call Jesus is wrapped up in the deepest question, in the deepest part of our psyche. And that is what? What happens after we leave this flesh? His life provides not just the answer, but the roadmap to the next stage of human evolution. Y'all follow me?
Yes, sir.
The next stage of human evolution. So it was absolutely necessary for Rome to steal our birthright and hijack the thought of Jesus and then redirect it. For whomever controls that thought controls the minds of humanity the whole world over. Now you see why the story of Jesus is so important, even if you don't believe in Jesus. Even if you don't believe it. Because that story, his story, strikes us at the deepest core of our psyche. That's why it was so powerful. Couple questions. Has he finished his time with devouring people?
Yeah.
Y'all sure?
Yeah.
When was it time to clear it out? One of the last words Jesus uttered. What did he have reference to? Okay, why is that so powerful? It's so powerful to me because he spoke about it in the past tense. He spoke about it in the past tense. Our prophet gave us time as a very key subject to study. Why? Because he taught us that man, he said the souls and bodies of men are what? And they will what? Yea, from the what? Finite point of view, the time will come when there will be no more. But man is not the body of the soul, man is what? Spirit. Spirit is outside of time, people. There's a part of you that is timeless. See? There's a part of you that's timeless, right? Jesus, as was said in one of my favorite movie series, The Matrix, in Matrix Reloaded, Neo was told at one point, you are now seeing the world without time. Jesus saw it so clearly on the cross that he spoke about the end of Satan in past tense. But it had to come down to the rate of atmosphere. It had to manifest. So what? That event had to happen in stages and degrees in time. Did Jesus say that he would come or that he would return to conquer him?
Yes.
What was the name of the person in whom Jesus was reincarnated? Whoa. Then Europe had peace for a long time until what? And just what? Fulfill the works of Jesus. There's a word you should all look up. It's called the Magaliti. I was doing some research. And I'm like, okay, there's the Roman Empire, the Republic, and then there's the Holy Roman Empire. What's the difference? There we go. There's a people called the Margariti that at a particular time ended the old Roman Empire with the takeover of Sicily and of Alexandria, Egypt. The Margariti were followers and devotees of a man named Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad actually fulfilled the work of Jesus. We ask the question, we say, why did Allah send Jesus to this earth? Answer? To save the Israelites from the iron and oppression of the Palestinian nation of Europe, who were governing the forces of Palestine at that time. That is radically different from what the world would say, isn't it? If you ask them that question, what would they say? Oh, to save the world from our sins. Our prophet gave us the right narrative. See, we were sidetracked, and now we live in an illusion. Not us here. See? So with the right narrative, we get to follow the right breadcrumbs. Yeah? Prophet Muhammad restored the true narrative of Jesus. And what did we say about the importance of the narrative of Jesus? It rules the world. Why? Because it influences every human being at the core of their psyche. Follow me. Y'all with me?
Yes, sir.
Praise the Lord. Will Satan be down there?
Yes.
And why in part did Jesus say it's finished? Because it had to unfold in time. Y'all got it, right? Let's keep going. Who's that Satan taking on? By who? Now, we know who that Muhammad was, right? The city of Constantinople was the eastern head of the Holy Roman Empire. The eastern head. And we know the symbol of the Holy Roman Empire was what? Who knows? That double-headed eagle. 39 years later, what happened? We lost power in Spain. The African transatlantic slave trade. Right? Oh, we back a little bit. What was the name of the person who Jesus first reincarnated? Aren't many of our people still waiting for that second coming? So Jesus had to come himself again to restore the right narrative, didn't he? He had to come in this time to bring his own secret narrative to the dead carcass buried in the northwest corner. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
Where is the Moroccan Empire? What are the people in the history of humanity that have been called dead people? Name them. Black, according to science, means praise the Lord. Because of the prophet, we, the Moorish Americans, now hold the true narrative of Jesus, and thus what? The master key to rule the world. And the prophet said what? Moors who once ruled the world, get ready to rule again. But this time, under love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I like to read it from the Holy Quran, the Lord Science, Truth, and Memory. I don't care about no prophet, draw the God and saw the God of all the great God of the universe. To redeem man from his sinful and fallen state of humanity, back to the heights of life, his Father, God. I direct everyone's attention Page 56, Divine Instructions from the Holy Prophet. Chapter 45, the Divine Origin of the Asiatic Nation. I'll read instruction 2. The key of civilization was and is in the hands of the Asiatic nations, the Moorish, who were the ancient Moabites, and the founders of the holy city of Mecca. Thank you all for your undivided attention. I want to thank the chairman for calling on me with that. I say this.
I can't see Allah, but I feel him in my bones. Oh, I feel him in my bones. Oh, I feel him in my bones. Oh, I can't see Allah, but I feel him in my bones. Feels like fire stirred up, fire stirred up, fire stirred up, all in my bones, in my bones. Place to be. We need him all in our heart. Oh, we need him all in our heart. Oh, we need him all in our heart. Where's the nearest place to meet him? We need him all in our heart. Feels like fire stirred up, fire stirred up, fire stirred up, all in my bones, in my bones. You need a group of more. Raise your right hand, say Islam. Raise your right hand, say Islam. Raise your right hand, say Islam. When you need a group of more, raise your right hand, say Islam. It's like fire stirred up, fire stirred up, fire stirred up, all in my bones, in my bones. With no food to Ali, he's a prophet of Allah. He's a prophet of Allah. He's a prophet of Allah. Who is noble to Ali. He's a prophet of Allah. Feels like fire stirred up, fire stirred up, fire stirred up, all in my bones, in my bones.
Praise Allah. Islam.
Islam.
Thank you for the headline of the day. Grand Chief of Principal 11, Syracuse, New York, also our National Press Secretary. For those beautiful words he brought to us. The divine instructions from the Holy Prophet he read from chapter number 45, the divine origin of Asiatic nations. Number 2, praise Allah. Praise Allah for the fire. When we vision and being in the coffin, you know, I was thinking about that man in the northwest corner. I just want to pull him up out the coffin. You know what I'm saying? Resurrected. You know, that's what the prophet's doing to us. From the dead level to a perpendicular.
Islam.
Praise Allah. Thank you so much, brother.
Islam.
Let us have another song. We'd like to present to you the Grand Governor of Washington, D.C., the H. Harris Bey.
Praise Allah. Praise Allah. Praise Allah.
I can't lift them too high for me to see.
You don't know how good Allah has been to me.
Didn't have to wake me this morning,
But he did, yes he did. Oh, yes he did.
didn't have to give me my children,
But he did, yes he did. Oh, yes he did.
I can't
Thank him enough. I can't serve him enough. I can't lift him too high for men to see. 'Cause you don't know how good Allah has been to me.
Come on.
Yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did. But he did. Yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did. I can't thank him enough. I can't serve him enough. I can't lift him too high for men to see. 'Cause you don't know how good Allah has been to me.
you don't know
How good Allah has been to me.
how good Allah has
Been to me. Islam.
First, I give praise to Allah, the essence of reality, the one who sent a divine thought to this earth to redeem a nation of people who were wandering in the darkness, looking for the light. I give praise to Allah for being here tonight. Because if it wasn't for Allah, none of us would be here tonight. Some of us traveled through the mountains. Some of us got on them planes. Some of us got on them trains. But it wasn't for the mercy of the great God Allah, none of us would be here tonight at the 94th Annual National Convention. And get praise that place on a Tuesday.
That's right.
So we all should say thank you, Allah.
Thank you, Allah.
Thank you, Allah.
Thank you, Allah.
And let it be known, let the actions of your life show the love to this Lord. Just don't say thank you, Allah, and then go back out there and act like a nigga, come backwards. Thank Allah for what He's done for you in the actions of your life. Because if it wasn't for Allah, we all would be lost. So we must give praise to Allah. But it's more than just saying, because Allah lives not in the noise of tongue. There's no place to meet Him in the shrine. The nearest place you can meet Him is in the heart. And in the still small voice He speaks. And He who hears will speak. So this is the Holy Divine movement. Everything about this movement is divine. Everything. From the teas, oils, and compounds, to the Holy Koran, the divine constitution and bylaws, and when we embrace the spirit of these divine thoughts that Allah has sent to us through our holy prophets, we will be the nation that our forefathers were in the days of old. We will be the ones who established the first religious creed for the redemption and salvation of mankind on earth.
That's right.
And then He gave us the key. He said, what your ancient forefathers were. Beauty. He's talking about us right now. How today, without doubt or contradiction.
That's right.
What your ancient forefathers were, but we have to believe it. We have to be willing to accept it. We have to be willing to say, I'm going to be what my ancient forefathers were, because I'm going to give back those names and principles that the Luther stated. See, they wasn't just a name, it's a certain behavior on those names.
That's right.
And the only way you can evaluate those principles, is you must use this Holy Koran to evaluate yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because this is going to teach you the truth about man.
Yeah.
No one came to this earth telling us that we had two selves.
No.
No one ever came and told us that vanity is beyond them all. No one told us that we are weak and ignorant as thou art, O man, humble as thou art to be. No one lets us know that we are what's inconstant. And we must guard ourselves at all times against it. The prophet is waking us up in love more. He's not making us a radical group.
No, sir.
He's teaching us how to be loving people.
Yes, sir.
He's teaching us how to be, he's teaching us how to establish the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice in a world of chaos.
Yes, sir.
And confusion. I read something one day that said, anyone who thinks this society we live in is the same is insane. Look at the behaviors, and we must, as most Americans, not accept this thing as being normal. It's not normal.
Yes, sir. Come on, man.
It's not normal. Even though it goes on all the time, this is not normal behavior for children, for people who are children of God. And we must understand that, but we have the choice. They're looking for the light.
Yes, sir.
They're looking for the light. And we must bring the light. But the only way we can bring the light, we gotta be the light.
That's right.
You can't bring the light if you don't be the light.
That's right.
And I love this movement because this movement holds you accountable for what you do.
That's right.
This movement holds you accountable. He lets you know that they not gold men, that your punishment is delayed,
Come on.
that the arms of Allah is weakened at your doing, that he even considered that you think that you get away. We sing a song all the time in the temple where I'm from. I'm from Washington, D.C., home of the nation capital. But you know what I've come to realize about this organization? I'm from every temple that's in here tonight. There's no separation. There's only one more sign in Civil America. One more sign in Civil America, one prophet knows who are. There is no separation. We are the children of the same Father provided for by his care, and the best of one of his enemies. It is divinely ordained that we are brothers and sisters.
Yes, sir.
I'm at home, you at home,
Yes,
and
sir.
we must act like we're at home.
Yes, sir.
And when we come here, we just don't come here just to be coming. We are united nation.
Yes, sir.
We are united nation to get to know one another.
Yes,
Us
sir.
different strangers to each other.
Yes, sir.
We were first strangers before our blood. Children of the ancient Moabites. So what I'm saying to you tonight, boys, and I thank Allah for allowing me to say this tonight. Boys, we must embrace what the prophet knows you are here. Because what the prophet knows you are here for us is going to save us.
Yes, sir.
That's right,
It's going to
Mom.
save us.
Yes, sir.
And if you don't think it's going to save you, ask yourself what you were doing 4 years ago before you met the prophet. He changes your life. Right? Sometimes we don't even know we change.
Islam.
Come on, Mom.
We don't know, like the chairman said, we never thought about not stepping on that word.
Yep.
But in the teachings of the prophet, he makes you conscious.
Right.
He makes you aware that that word is a future power.
Islam.
We don't want to do no harm tonight.
Mm.
And I say this tonight, Lord, because we must understand this world today, we all we have. Every nation is united. If they ain't already united. Stop talking about why the Asiatics can't unite. Under the teachings of the prophet, we have no excuse.
Islam. That's
And
right.
I'm learning this as I travel. It's already ordained that we all the question is, do we accept it? But I'll tell you this, if you don't want to go, don't you hinder me. That's what you have to say. Salvation is personal. And you can't let your mother, and you know, the prophet put his own notes.
Yes, sir.
Come on,
He
Mom.
said, and my own mother ain't right.
That's right.
I'm not going to let her right.
Come on, Mom.
So we let no one get in the way of our salvation. If you want to serve God to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
And don't let no one stand in your way. Your wife, your husband, your mother. If they don't want to go, you keep pushing.
Yes,
At the
sir.
end of the
Right,
day,
Mom.
the only thing you're going to take with you when you leave here is your register. Of your actions, words, and your deeds. That's the only thing you're going to take with you. So you can lay your jewelry on the table. You can lay your car, you can give your car to your son. I've never seen a people on drunk out and follow a funeral procession. So they can't be put up in that stuff. It's okay to have nice things, but the problem is teaching how to put things in moderation. The problem is teaching us that they are illusion. They have a beginning and they will have a end. So don't put all your energy into it. Put your energy in trying to be saved.
That's right.
Put your energy in trying to
That's
be a
right.
good person.
That's
Put
right.
your energy in trying to be a good man, a good woman.
That's
Put
right.
your energy in trying to be an example for the world today.
That's right.
And one thing I often say, boys, we have a tremendous responsibility.
Yeah.
I give praise to Allah because Allah truly do praise. I give honor to the prophet and founder of this holy and divine movement. We must emphasize that. This is not no social club. This is a holy and divine movement.
That's right.
And it was ordained to be established by the great God Allah through our prophet through our lives.
Islam.
And it was established in the object of this organization. This organization has an object to help in the great program of uplifting for humanity. To teach those things necessary to make us necessary. We have a purpose. We must embrace that purpose. And we can't wait for tomorrow. Let it be known tonight. I'm going to make an effort to be better than I was when I walked through that door before 7 o'clock.
That's right.
I'm going to leave out of here and I'm going to try to be better than I was when I came in this door. Because we all working on some things. We all know who's working on. We know the song. We say, look at the man in the mirror. Look at yourself. Don't worry about nobody else. Don't pull nobody else's weed. Because we all have. But the most important thing, be willing to work on.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
willing to try, be willing to work. It ain't going to happen overnight.
Good instruction.
But look, ain't no time to waste. Until you deal with it, it's yours to deal with.
Yes, sir.
I give honor. Prophet John said, children, one day you're going to love me. And long as you stay in this movement and you see what the prophet has done for us, doing for us, you can say, all you can say, praise be all. Thank you, brother. God, even calling my name.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for calling my name.
Yes, sir.
Because you didn't have to call me. And he didn't call you because he just wanted to call you, because there's millions of people he could have called. When he called you, man, the question you ask yourself, why did he call you? Why did he call you? He didn't call you just to be walking around with a field trying to tell somebody what to do. He wants you to be a contribution to a nation that's lost. But you gotta take your place in the affairs of men.
Yes, sir.
But you can't take your place in the affairs of men if you're not willing to apply yourself to learn what he wants. Sometimes we in this organization, we want to teach what we have to learn.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That
We
part.
have to learn. You got to learn this. It's a study of this. It's a science of this.
Again.
And it ain't going to happen overnight.
That's right.
It was told to me one day, he said, Brother Earthday, what you know can fill up this room, and what you don't know can fill up Chicago. But he told us this. There's still much wisdom to be learned. There's still much wisdom to be learned. But we're in a great place. We're in a place that has been established for our earthly and divine salvation. We're in a place that can help us be better people.
That's right.
It's in us. We just gotta stop serving carnal customs and really ideas of men that never did us any good but always did us harm. We gotta get that stuff back. We gotta get it back. We gotta be willing to get it back. Willing. And it's not going to happen overnight. Jesus talks about it. He went through trials and buffeting woes of many guys. He overcome the strongest foes of both Allah and man. Don't you think we gotta do that? But you can do it in here. In the Board Science of America, which is dedicated to help you work on yourself. The Robert O'Donnell said, if you ask me what to study, I will reply to yourself. And if you ask me what to study again, I will reply to yourself. It's a lifetime journey studying yourself. Lord, I get honored about you, Lord. I thank you. I thank you for what he's doing for me in my life. And I thank you, and I try to serve this organization in the manner which I see that Allah has blessed me with. Because at the end of the day, we're here to serve God. We're here to serve God. We're here to serve Allah to show his appreciation to people who folk are here. Without allowing you to ask food on the table. Just to make you aware that you're not a Negro, color, folk, black person, together. That's enough right there to just make you want to do some work for God. And the whole world is going around calling themselves this, and you have the consciousness that you are not that. You're raising yourself up from that. We should bow down ourselves and humble and submit and obedience to his supreme respect. Come on, people. We are the children who founded the first religion. For the redemption of salvation for mankind on earth.
That's right.
We've civilized this world, and we're going to do it again, because that world is not civilized.
Islam.
Well, we are the torchbearers, and what our forefathers were, we are today. We got to see ourselves being that.
Islam.
We got to see it. So you can't be it if you don't see it.
That's right.
So praise God. I give all the prophets. I give all to this holy man. I give all to Martin God. Martin God said, intelligence rule the world. But ignorance carry its world. The prophets waking us up in front of you. And we learn it more times. But even we all have our things on ignorance. We just got to know something. But we don't have to keep knowing not to know something. I give honor to our two flags. The American flag and the Morris flag. The Morris flag is the red flag with a 5-point green star that says 5-point represent love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And often shaping the Morris, those 5 principles that represent love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. That is what our nation is known by. Every nation is known by something. Every nation. Some are known by war, some are known, but we are known by people of principle. Wow. When they come, they're going to come around us, they should come around us. These teachers are all those who love Jesus. And these teachers are for good, peace, and happiness.
That's right, Paul.
All those who love Jesus.
That's right, Paul.
If we are not thinking about good, peace, and happiness, we must start evaluating what teachers we are using.
Islam.
But that's Islam, is a way of life.
Islam.
It's a way of life.
That's right.
Praise the Lord.
And we have to see it that way.
Yes, sir.
We have to see it. But we must honor to our child. I give honor to the child of this organization. Many supporting temples have child. But this organization had a child to allow us to have a child.
Yes, sir.
And I give honor to you. Because without the Lord scientific markers we found by family, by the prophet of God, and by prophet of God, there wouldn't be no more science. So we got to give honor. I give honor to our past leaders of the more science in America. Brother C. Kirkman Bay, Brother F. Nelson Bay, Brother J. Blanky Bay. To our past grand chief and moderator of the more science in America, Brother Arnold Bill. I give honor to our present grand chief, who is the moderator of the more science in America, Brother Arnold Jones Bay. I give honor to Brother A. Hopkins Bay, the assistant grand chief of the more science in America. I give honor to Brother P.J. Steele, who is the national chairman of the more science in America. I give honor to Brother W. Clinton May, who is the assistant national chairman of the more science in America. I give honor to Sister W. Wright Bay, who's the grand national, who's the secretary, national secretary of the more science in America. Her sister, Sister A. Babylon Bay. Lord, who's alive. I'm getting this, I'm getting this. I give honor to Sister Althea J. Althea, who's the assistant treasurer of the more science in America. I give honor to Sister H. Jones Bay, who is the treasurer of the more.
Miss somebody.
I give honor to all those who are in office at this time. But I also give honor to all local officials of more science in America. And I give honor to all grand chiefs, grand governors. And I often say, when you stand before the multitude, you give honor, you must say that from the heart. Don't give honor to someone and you want to go around and talk about them.
Say that, boy.
That's not giving honor. That's hypocritical.
Say that.
Because yes, when we up here, and wherever you at in this organization, it's teaching us to be sincere. Teaching us to tell the truth. If you don't feel what you say, just hold on to it. You're going to be held accountable for what you say. See, everything we do about this movement, we going to be held accountable.
It's love.
Our registry is being made. And there's no stone unturned. He said every thought, word, and deed. If you get away from that, praise the Lord, you can make it.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, boys, this is a good thing. I get on to each and every one of you. And I say I'm looking out here tonight, but really I say I'm on to you now. Because everyone I name as a Christian had to become a member. And each and every one of you are members. We all are members. We all are held by the same standard of the holy and divine God. And the greatest honor you can receive as being a member is being a good one.
It's love.
Being a good one. Don't worry about trying to be up here. If it's meant to be, it's going to be here.
It's love.
But be a good member. Focus on the things that's going to save you. Be a good member. Be a member that can be looked at as someone who is striving to live the life according to the prophet of God, and he's doing the best he can, and he's trying to aid the city of God with gigantic mission up in all these men, and let Allah judge be done. And Allah judge it the way he sees it. That's what we want to do. Strive to be a good member. And you have a tremendous responsibility. Because you represent your nation. People. This ain't your nation. This is a nation that we all are. The way you operate is a reflection of how we supposed to operate. And it can be a negative reflection of what the boys are doing. So when you out there with your business and turns on, make sure you're doing what the prophet said, do to the best of your ability. So we don't give a misunderstanding of what this movement is dedicated to. A misunderstanding.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what it's dedicated to, go into a quiet place, get your co-read, and divine God, the Bible, this law, and read.
That's right, bro.
What this movement is dedicated to. Because of the tremendous responsibility to be a member of a holy divine movement.
Yes.
In the time of the fulfilling of the prophecy. The Lord's, that's it. That's it. But I'm thankful to be here tonight. I'm thankful to be in Chicago tonight. Because boy, I enjoy coming. It's my duty to be here.
Islam.
But it's also my way of showing Allah that I'm thankful for what he's done for me. Because without the teachings of the prophet, I mean, most of you have the same story. But without the teachings of the prophet, it's going to tell you. And we got to humble ourselves. We got to, let's take the time to reflect where we were at before we met them and where we are today. And if you don't think these teachers work, and don't worry about the big building. Don't worry about the big buildings. We saving souls in here. See, this is a spiritual movement. Don't worry about the big buildings right now. Because the big buildings may not come if you don't have the mind of the Lord, right? But you can get your heart together. You get your soul together. You get your thoughts together. And if you get those things together, you stand a chance to be one of the power again. Where seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. And all these things will be added unto you. Because I don't have all these things anyway. So, all right, boys, praise be God. How y'all feel tonight? Great. I'm gonna come down because you get to feel this thing up there. It's kind of nice. But it's kind of nice. You like sharing all our impressions.
Praise
It's
Allah.
not a vain nice. I mean, I enjoy talking about what the prophet does. I do. I get a feel like but it's kind of nice. Praise God. Good to see you all. Look, let's let this moment be the moment that we build our nation. Every day we get a chance to see each other. Let's strengthen our unity. But where there's unity, there's strength. Together we stand. Together we fall. Hold on to that. And we already ordained to be one because every living thing is now our good. It's already ordained. We just got to embrace it. And let's pray. All right. So look, with that, I'm reading from this book. I'm reading the Holy Quran and the Most Signs of America. Divine to pray by the noble prophet of God. By the guidance of the great God of love, the redeemed man from the simple and fallen stage of the man back to the highest way of life with this Father God love. And we'll apply this lesson we will be here. We'll apply this book paragraph right here. Our everyday life. We'll be walking by Father God love. It ain't gonna happen overnight, but work it. All right? And I'm gonna go to chapter 38. Holy instruction from the prophet, the soul of man. And I'm not gonna read this whole chapter. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna read this whole chapter. But I'm gonna read divine instruction 28. And I believe in my heart, I believe when I read this, it has a lot of significance because it keeps saying simple. The king of the prophets that I brought so great in the food. We shouldn't complicate this. Keep it simple. Stay in simple.
Islam.
Keep it simple. You don't need to add nothing to this. Just keep it simple. And I said it to the Lord. Yeah, I thought about it one night and you came to me. Keep it simple, brother. Right? And stay in simple. You stay in simple. All the understanding you need will come when it's meant for it to come. What he says. Divine instruction, page 47. Perception of thyself, the knowledge of him who created thee, the sense of worship thou owest unto him, ought not be plain before thy face. And behold, what is there more than man needed to know?
Wow!
Lord, allow bless each and every one of you. Keep it simple and stay in simple. Remember, this is a movement for improvement. So you want to be trying to improve yourself. Peace.
Praise God. Wow.
Of a long promise that our prophet come to reveal. don't move the mountain. Give me the strength to climb.
Come on, Sister Faith.
Oh, Lord, don't take away my trouble and believe me all around. In the morning, I will answer. In the noontime, I will answer. In the evening, I will answer. I'll be somewhere listening for my name. I'll be somewhere listening. I can't hear you. Somewhere listening. Somewhere listening for my name. I'll be somewhere listening. I'll be somewhere listening. I'll be somewhere listening for my name. I wanna serve like a life serve. I wanna serve like a life serve.
That's right. Right.
And if I serve like the Lord says serve, I know that
Everything is gonna be alright.
I wanna pray like the Lord says pray. I wanna pray. I wanna pray. Help me out. It's if I pray like the Lord says pray.
I know that everything is gonna be alright.
We wanna love
Like the Lord said, love.
I wanna love.
I wanna love like the Lord said, love. 'Cause if I love like the Lord said, love, I know that everything is gonna be alright.
I know that
Everything is gonna be alright.
we know that.
Everything is gonna be alright.
Praise Allah.
Praise Allah.
It's all, Lord.
It's on.
Praise God. Thank you very much for this beautiful song you sing. It's a little different song. Praise Allah. I want to thank Brother H. Harris, Grand Governor of Washington, D.C., for coming forth and giving us those beautiful words of encouragement. And for reading from the Holy Instructions from the Prophet, chapter number 38, Soul of Man, and read 28. Praise be to Allah. Let's have another beautiful song I'd like to present to you. The Grand Governor of New York, also the Grand Chief of Central District 4, D. Clark.
We're marching into Mecca, that beautiful city of love. We're marching into Mecca, that beautiful city of love. Where you want to know where we're bound, that beautiful city of love. Into the holy city, oh my
we're marching into Mecca,
that beautiful
city of love.
Now we're marching
We're marching into Mecca,
that beautiful
city of love.
Praise Allah to Allah, please take my hand.
That beautiful city of love.
Now the ancient name is Eden down in Canaan land.
That beautiful city of love.
Now we're marching
We're marching into Mecca,
that beautiful
city of love.
Now we're marching
We're marching into Mecca,
that beautiful
city of love.
You mother love. Praise Allah. Who have described with his finger the courses of the stars. And I give honor to the illustrious Prophet Noble Muhammad. Who saved me from my own self. Tell you, Prophet saved me from me. I give honor to Prophet Noble Muhammad. He told the Lord, he said, I have taken everything back and renamed it Wash. I give honor to Prophet Noble Muhammad, who is a sovereign, Moorish, royal prince. Don't talk to me about sovereignty. I'm talking about my prophet. Don't talk to me about sovereignty. Talk to me about Prophet Noble Muhammad.
Islam. Islam.
Praise Allah.
The prophet said that I can give you this government back today. You say he only give it right back before morning.
That's right. That's right, brother.
But I got a question for you. How can he give you something back if it ain't yours? I'm going to read from the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Circle 7, divinely prepared by the noble prophet, Muhammad. By the guidance of his father, God Allah, the great God of the universe, to redeem man from his sinful and fallen stage of humanity, back to the highest plane of life, which is Father, God Allah. Lord, tonight, first, let me give honor to the past Supreme Grand Advisors and moderators of this Moorish Science Temple of America. To the Colonel,
That's right.
C. Kirkman Bay, Sultan to the Moors in the Western Hemisphere. Brother F. Nelson Bay, and Brother J. Blakely Bay. I give honor to the fourth Supreme Grand Advisor and moderator, past Grand Chief of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Brother R. Love E. And I give honor to the Grand Chief and moderator of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Brother R. Jones Bay. Rough job, brothers. The prophet said he was scared about himself. I give honor to Brother R. Jones. Praise Allah for Brother R. Jones. It was me, and I listen. Brother Love you used to always say, you get the kind of leader that you deserve. Praise Allah. That's why I say, praise Allah for Brother R. Jones. I give honor to Brother E. Hopkins today. Brother W. Clinton today, Brother P. Chasey. Maybe Sister W. like that. birthday goes on the same day. That's why I always mess with it. Crazy. Abraham and thing. Sister J. Arthur Hewitt. Sister S. Jones. All of our leaders, all of our homes. I read tonight from the divine instructions from the Holy Prophet. Notice I read from page number 57, chapter 47. Egypt, the capital empire of the dominion of Africa. One more time. Egypt, the capital empire of the dominion of Africa. We hear it differently than what we say. I think we hear Egypt, the greatest kingdom on the continent of Africa. That's not what the prophet said. He said Egypt, the capital empire of the dominion of Africa. See, a finite mind cannot comprehend things that are infinite. Understand what practical duality is teaching us. It's very important. Verse 1. The inhabitants of Africa are the descendants of ancient Canaanite nation from the land of Canaan. Old man Cush and his family are the first inhabitants of Africa who came from the land of Canaan. His father Ham and his family were second. Then came the word Ethiopia, which means the demarcation line of the dominion of a Mexican, the first true and divine name of Africa, the dividing of the land between the Father and the Son, the dominion of Cush, northeast and southeast Africa, and northwest and southwest was his father's dominion of Africa. In later years, many of their brethren from Asia and the Holy Land joined them. The Moabites, from the land of Moab, who received permission from the pharaohs of Egypt to settle and inhabit northwest Africa. They were the founders and are the true possessors of the present Moroccan Empire. With their Canaanite, Hittite, and Amorite brethren who sojourned from the land of Canaan seeking new homes. Their dominion and inhabitation extended from northeast and southwest Africa, across the great Atlantis, even unto the present North, South, and Central America, and also Mexico and the Atlantis Islands. Before the great earthquake, which caused the great Atlantic Ocean. Before the great earthquake, which caused the Atlantic Ocean. So more you can argue with me about this, where, when, why, how, and our people this and that and everything. I hear you. You'll have to argue with yourself. Because everything you're talking about is a drop in the bucket in time, because my prophet is talking about before the great earthquake, which caused the great Atlantic Ocean. He's not saying the biggest kingdom on the continent of Africa. Stop it. The capital empire, the dominion of Africa. The river Nile was dredged and made by the ancient pharaohs of Egypt in order to trade with the surrounding kingdoms. Also, the Niger River was dredged by the great pharaoh of Egypt in those ancient days for trade. And it extends eastward from the river Nile. Right here. He said that the Niger River extended eastward from the river Nile. Do you know what eastward means? It means towards the east. Deuteronomy is telling you that the Niger River extended eastward towards the river Nile, which means it had to be moved. Westward across the great Atlantis, it was used for trade and transportation. According to all true and divine records of the human race, there is no Negro, black, or colored race attached to the human family, because all the inhabitants of Africa were and are of the human race, descendants of the ancient Canaanite nation from the Holy Land of Canaan. The prophet gives us the true history of who we
Islam.
The
Islam.
truth.
Islam.
See, this is chapter number 47. You gotta understand what Prophet Deuteronomy is doing. He gave us Quran questions. Quran questions are exactly that. They relate to the Quran. Question number 47 says, what is truth? Chapter 47, the prophet is giving you truth. The prophet told the Moors, he said, Moors, you at home. He said the Europeans, he said the Moors were living up and down the Mississippi River before the Europeans got here. The last verse says, that is why the nationality of the Moors was taken away from them in 1774, and the word, Negro, black, and colored, was given to the Asiatics of America. Who's saying the Asiatics of Africa? Come on, boys. What is our prophet to us? He's the universal prophet to the world. You better recognize. Prophet Deuteronomy came to give us what we needed.
Islam.
To the Asiatics of America who were of Moorish descent, because they honored not the principles of their mother and father and strayed after the gods of Europe, of whom they knew nothing. This is about nationality. You can't belittle the importance of nationality. Prophet Deuteronomy said nationality is the foundation of mankind. I know what Blackstone's dictionary said. You can't say. What did your prophet say? What did your prophet say? Nationality comes from a Latin word, nationis. It says, it means being born, birth. Nascer. Natus. This is where you get the word natura in Latin. Natura, which is nature. You know, like the prophet said, nature urges thee to the constancy. Therefore, guard thyself at all times against thou art, what? From the womb of thy mother. Various degrees from the loins of thy father. See, the time has come when every nation was worshipped under their own line of feature. The vine is the line. When you give in Greek the line, what is the line? Genealogy, through which Jesus came. Some of the great fathers through which Jesus came. Abraham, in the feature, is the tree that bears the fruit. The prophet told us that we have to go back to what is ours.
Right.
You could be a good monster. There are all types of good people. And our people are innately good. The prophet said these lessons are for all of those that love Jesus. Let me tell you something. Don't nobody in this world love Jesus like our people.
Islam.
That's right.
Don't nobody love Jesus like our people. And if you don't believe me, you must have never met my grandmother. Our people love us in Jesus. We just love Jesus.
Islam.
This is the vine in the picture. The vine is the line. The vine is the constitution. The fig tree, the bearer of the fruit, the mother. That Moorish flag. The flag in the east. See, the child is as perfect as the mother is.
Yeah.
You would think that, oh, this is going to have what's the saving power. I don't understand what Prophet is doing for us. This is important. was that alluded to slavery. Ludus tonight means to put. That's why we have to come to know and understand the importance of the word. Because when you claim, you won't let go. You want to have your identity attached to slavery. This was the whole American descendants of slave thing. You want to talk about who brought us here on the slave ship and everything. Your prophet said that you were living up and down the Mississippi River before the European got here.
Yes, sir.
He told us about Queen Necklace. The Moorish queen that weighs more than 5 pharaohs. I remember Brother T.P. was telling me that story right here. And they talked about how the prophet fell down into the earth and pulled up a metal ball with arm around it. Pharaohs? In Chicago?
Yes, sir.
Look, man, I know there's a lot of things that we're saying out there. But what did your prophet say? Stick with prophet what you want. This is the reason why everyone is looking to see who's able to truly read this Quran. Because if you can truly read and understand the secrets of this Quran, then everything belongs to prophet. Not me, but the prophet.
That's right.
I'm going to stand with the prophet. I'm going to fight for the prophet.
Praise the Lord.
I challenge you to do the same. Lift the prophet know what you are on this.
That's right.
Love all those other prophets, but lift your prophet. Praise Allah.
Praise Allah.
But I will say this. These thoughts and understanding is what Allah needs. If I said anything tonight that was incorrect or out of order, that fault is mine. It's not the prophet's.
Praise the Lord. Oh, the blood. Oh, the blood. Oh, the blood that's inside my name. Oh, the blood. Oh, the blood. Oh, the blood that's inside my name. Oh, the blood. Oh, the blood. Oh, the blood that's inside my name. Oh, the blood that's inside my name. Riley told me, and he showed me that the blood that's inside my name. Riley told me, and he showed me that the blood that's inside my name. Riley told me, and he showed me that the blood that's inside my name. Oh, the blood that's inside my name. I got my witness. I got my witness. That's the blood that's inside my name. I got my witness. I got my witness. That's the blood that's inside my name. I got my witness. I got my witness. That's the blood that's inside my name. Oh, the blood that's inside my name.
Islam. Praise Allah. I want to thank Brother D. Gill, Grand Governor of New York, to read these beautiful words from chapter number 47, Egypt, the capital empire and dominion of Africa. Thank you most for those beautiful songs. At this time, I'd like to bring forth our National Financial Secretary, who is also the chairman and Sister Auxiliary, my sister, Sister Ann Johnson Benton.
Praise Allah.
Still away, still away, still away, oh, still away, still away. I ain't got long to stay with. Allah, he called me by the thunder, the trumpet sounds within my soul. I ain't got long to stay here. Still away, still away, still away, still away. got long to stay here. Yes, ma'am. I ain't got long to stay here. Yes, ma'am.
Green trees are bending
Yes, ma'am.
for a Muslim stand a trembling.
Yes.
The trumpet sounds within my soul. I ain't got
Long to stay here. Yes, ma'am.
still way home, still way home to our love children, still away home. I ain't got long to stay.
Praise God.
It's long.
Yes, ma'am.
It's long.
Yes, ma'am.
It's long.
Yes, ma'am.
Praise our Lord. Praise our Lord. Praise our Lord. Praise our Lord.
Praise God.
I can bring praise to our Lord, the Father of the universe, who is almighty, eternal, and incomprehensible. And to Allah alone belong all worship, adoration, thanksgiving, and praise. I thank Allah for being the Father of the universe. I thank Allah for making us in His image and after His likeness. I thank Allah for sending a holy divine prophet here to teach us who we are.
Thank you, Father.
I thank Allah for being justice, mercy, love, and right. And we like that justice and mercy when somebody else. Oh, yeah. Well, I just said we like that justice. But, Allah's merciful, so we need to remember that. And above all, we need to remember Allah is love.
It's love.
And love is the only Savior of the world.
It's love.
So we need to understand that.
That's right.
We can't give enough praise to Allah. We can never give Him enough praise. Just do the best you can, trying to live the life that manifests His Spirit and represents His will as you can. I just saw my brother man, Prophet Elder Ali, the founder of More Science of America, who was sent here by Allah to redeem us from this sinful and fallen stage of humanity back to the highest plane of life with our Father God Allah. Now, ain't it good to know that you ain't a Negro, black, or colored person?
That's right.
We were coming up, my daddy used to say, Allah didn't make no Negroes, colored folks, or black people, and He ain't gonna say nothing. And it's so true. We used to think it was funny, we would laugh. But as been stated tonight, according to all true and divine records of the human race, there is no Negro, black, or colored. A California member of the human race. Let me just read that perfectly aloud. So you want to be as close as you can to the cross. It's love. He said, according to all true and divine records of the human race, there is no Negro, black, or colored race attached to the human family because all of the inhabitants of Africa were and are of the human race, descendants of the ancient Canaanite nation from the Holy Land of Canaan. Ain't it great to know that you are humanity? Ain't it great to know that you are a child of the great heaven? You know the name of your father God is Allah. There's so much we need to be thankful for. We thank Prophet Noah for being obedient to Father God Allah. Coming here to show, he was obedient. He came here. His station in life was above ours. His station in life was above ours. You know what humility? The humility humility of that charity of a therapy how we recognize to come here and teach us. And we want to come, we're grown, but we can't do our business, but we couldn't because Allah has sent how many divine prophets? Jesus went there and through the execution and dropped them to our day. But we grown, huh?
Yeah.
I'm glad you think so. But no, thank Prophet for everything that he has done, coming and teach us. He came from the uplifting of fallen humanity. And we were fallen humanity, downtrodden. We were viewed by every nation as not even human.
Right.
You know, they do that in order to treat you as if you're human.
That's right.
And you know, we acted a part. But
Right.
we have the truth, Lord.
There's no love.
Let us practice learning to love instead of to hate. Because the prophet, again, Allah is love, the Lord is the only Savior of the world. And when you practice something, you have to be consistent about it. You're not going to be able to sit down at a piano in one shot and play it perfectly. But if you practice, you learn to play it pretty well. And maybe you can get to that level. So those are the things we have to remember. And above all, if you want to roll model or pattern, prophet knows what you're all. And Lord, remember, humility is a strength. Humility is a strength. It don't mean that you just, cave in and don't stand your principles when you're right or whatnot. But it does mean that you can stand down. Stand down and let whatever it is manifest. Because keep in mind, the providence of Allah is ever all his work. He has that protective spiritual guidance to care of us. He protects us. He is. When we say our prayer, which is so personal. He's our Father. He's our protector, our guide, and our salvation. We're not looking at salvation from men or friends or so-called friends. Your salvation comes from Allah. Understand that. Understand that our salvation comes from Allah. I want to give honor to Brother Seeker and May, the first supreme grand advisor and moderator of the Board Science Temple of America, who stood by this organization for over 30 years. Brother Seeker and May, he told the Moors, he said, religion is a duty. You can work and do religion. Every time you do a good deed, you are manifesting your maker. Isn't that what we want? So again, give that brother great honor for the sacrifices that he made. I give honor to all true and divine prophets, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and his teachers. I give honor to the other past leaders of the North Side Temple of America, Brother F. Nelson Bay, Brother J. Blakely Bay, Brother R. Lovell, and I give honor to our current head, Brother R. Jones Bay, Grand Chief of the North Side Temple of America. And we can say that we give honor and so forth, but our work in the organization must prove, and the manifestation of our energy and work show our dedication and what we are devoted to. I give honor to his assistant, Brother A. Hopkins Bay. I give honor to our chairman, Brother P.J. Hill, his assistant, Brother Clinton Bay. I give honor to Sister, the Grand National Secretary, Sister W. Wright Bay, and her assistant, Sister A. Radno Bay. I give honor to Sister S. Jones Bay, our Grand National Treasurer, and to her assistant, Sister J. Arthur Hill. Morris, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all know I'm not too bold, I'm a little shy sometimes. but I'm still learning myself more. I love this movement. I don't know where I would be without these holy and divine teachings. And you need to thank Allah too that I have these holy and divine teachings. Because I thank him that you have these holy and divine teachings. Because you're beautiful. We are all brothers and sisters. We may have came over here in different boats, but we're all in the same boat. And I'm not sure if you have another speaker now, but I'm not going to speak long more. I thank you for the honor of allowing me to address this session. I appreciate that. It is a little kind of intimidating participating with all the great speakers that came before me, all the brothers. And I appreciate that. I heard some wonderful instructions and words tonight, so thank you. I give honor to the charter that hangs on the west wall facing east, giving us the right authority to teach us in this government. You know, Prophet Dr. Deuteronomy set this organization up lawfully. It's a lawfully chartered and incorporated organization. And he told the Moors that he was no bootleg prophet, no street corner prophet. He said, I am Allah's prophet. So let's remember, this is a holy and divine movement, and we are indeed privileged. Privileged.
Wow.
To be
Right. Praise Allah.
I give honor to everything that honor was given to, and I give honor to each and every one of you here tonight. And I'm going to read from the Holy Koran, chapter that we were encouraged to memorize as children growing up. Found on page 35, chapter 25. A holy covenant of the Asiatic nation. That chapter should reinforce in us that we are brothers and sisters. And sometimes, you know, brothers and sisters are going to have their moments. But at the same time, keep in mind that the prophet teaches us in his divine instructions that no man can live unto himself, for every living thing is bound by cord to every other living thing. So Allah knew what he was doing, because if some of us could, we would try to sever that cord too. No, that. No, overturn that page. No. Can't do it, can you? And think about it, Moors. Our principles are law, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. How are you going to, if the prophet tells us, he says that without a hope, a soldier never knows his strength, and thought must be developed by the exercise of strength. How are you going to practice those principles on an island alone? You can't. We have to engage with one another. That's why the prophet, Allah connected us. And we can't sever their cord and take and praise Allah that we can. So we're going to get it straight, and when we come back to it, we do.
Praise Allah.
So again, can't give enough thanks and praise Allah.
Praise
For what
Allah.
he's done. So this holy divine prophet here to help us. So the prophet teaches us in these instructions, page 35, chapter 25, the holy covenant of the Asiatic nation. He says, ye are the children of one father, provided for by his care, and the breast of one mother hath given you son. Moors, we all have that in commonality. We're all one. We may try to segregate, but we shouldn't, and we can't. And thank and praise Allah that we can't. That's why we're in here trying to work it out here.
Praise
So
Allah.
he lets us know, you know, one father, one mother.
That's right.
And that's how we were sustained. And he teaches us in the next instruction, he said, now with that in mind, he said, let the bonds of affection, therefore, unite thee with thy brothers. Now you have that in common. That's those bonds of affection. Let it unite us. There's nothing to do us any good but love and unity, Lord. And we gotta practice what? Oh, I'm so tired. Well, thank and praise Allah, he didn't get tired. And then he said, oh, let divine prophets. And those prophets are a pattern. And look at what they went through. Prophet Dr. Deuteronomy was of the church of Assyria. And guess what? He didn't fall, but he came here for us. Don't let us help us find our way back to God. And when you separate in the world, remember the relations that bind you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before the honorable beloved. Well, we broke that covenant too. Like I said, we're wrong, but we don't handle our business, do we? And the prophet teaches us, he says, through sin and disobedience, every nation has suffered slavery due to the fact that they honored not the creed and principles of their forefathers. It's on us. We created this, but you see how just, how merciful Allah is, how loving he is to send his prophet to help us get back to humanity, reattach us back. Thank you, praise Allah for that. He teaches us, he says, if thy brother is in adversity, assist him. We got to help him. If you would serve Allah who speaks within the heart, who must you serve?
Because it's not yours. Because it's not yours.
Very good, thank you. Now, this final instruction is practical. He says, so shall the fortunes of thy father contribute to the support of his own race, and his care be continued to you all in your love to each other. We have to do it. Remember, we're bound by those cords. Allah has provided us everything necessary above and beyond. The conditions that we suffer from today is due to our own inconstancy, instability. And I was taught that they say the prophet told us that y'all are some hard-headed, stiff-necked, and ignorant people. Ignorant, lacking in knowledge. You don't know what you think you know, and don't want to listen. But a holy divine prophet loved us so much that he came here. He said this mission was to save us more. And he taught us that obedience to Allah's precepts is what? Precepts. What is precepts?
Oh.
It is a set of morals that you guide and live your life by. Do you want to be happy? The prophet said, if you want to be happy, follow him.
That's right.
So we're not following man. We follow a holy divine prophet. And for us to truly manifest Allah in us, we have to show that love. We have to have that humility. And we have to understand that we have a higher self and lower self. And we have to understand that at times that lower self may challenge us, but restrain it. Restrain it because you have an offer. What does that lower self offer?
Pleasure, joy, satisfied gain.
What does it offer? Let's not be suckers for that lower self. I mean, we fall for it every time, don't we?
Yes.
Well, not every time. We're learning. That's where that practice comes in. And I thank you for your attention this evening. And I want us to sing one verse because I love this song because it's special meaning to me. When the prophet came and he set us free. Oh, yes, he came for you and me. And what he did for me, I know.
Come on, man.
How can I tell how much I owe? It's how much I owe for his love divine. How much I owe. Praise Allah, he's divine. And what he did for me, I know. How can I tell how much I owe?
Islam. Praise Allah. I want to thank St. Council Bay for those beautiful words and for reading from this beautiful chapter number 25, Holy Covenant of Asiatic. Praise Allah. As I bring forth our last speaker evening, we have a special song. This is the Smith Bay, temple number 28, last row of the church. Go forth with an R. John.
We come this far by faith.
We have a song by Smith Bay, temple 28.
We can hear you, sister.
Give honor to the Son and our Father. Still can't hear me.
Slow, sister. We're gonna turn it up.
It's long.
Stop.
They can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I'd like to praise Almighty God and our believer. I give honor to the Son and our Prophet and everything that pertains to Islam. And I'd like to read just a paragraph from the Holy Quran, chapter 1, the creation and fall of man. And I'm only going to read the last paragraph on page 5. Man cannot die. The spirit man is one with Allah. And while Allah lives, man cannot die. When man has conquered every foe upon the plane of soul, the seed will have hope of doubt. Will have unfolded in the holy breath. The garden of soul will then have served its purpose well, and man will need it nevermore. And it will pass, and be no more. And man will then attain unto the blessedness of perfectness and have one with Allah. And I read that because there was such an outpouring of love and compassion on Monday night for our fallen Moors. There's sadness when there's grief, but there's grief only when there is love. So this song is dedicated to friends and family members of all the fallen Moors that we lost. Right, 23 and 24. Why should I be discouraged? And why should the shadows come? Why should my heart be lonely and long for Allah and home? When I rise, my portion, a constant friend is here. His eyes on the sparrow, and I know he watches over me. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free.
Praise Allah.
Oh, his eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches over me. Let not your heart be troubled. His tender words I hear, and resting on his goodness, I lose my doubts and fears. Though by the path he leadeth, but one step I may see. Oh, his eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches over me. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. Oh, His eye is on the little bitty sparrow, and I know He watches over me. I sing because I'm happy. Yes, I sing because I'm free. Oh, His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches over, and I know He watches over, and I know He watches over me.
It's not. First of all, that's a beautiful song. Very uplifting. First, let me just praise Almighty God. Great God, the great God of the universe who loved us so much that He sent Prophet Noble dwelling His thought to redeem us from a sinful way of life, to raise us from the unwholesome depths of poverty, misery, and suffering, to let us know that we were put in a classified situation. You know, they classified us. They classified us as being undesirable. We were in a state of ignorance and did not even know that we were considered undesirable. No wonder they hung us. No wonder they shot us. No wonder they did what they did to us. Because an undesirable has no rights. And when they named us like they did, they caused us to create or to commit a great sin.
That's right.
We clung to names and principles that elude the Savior. Don't look what the Savior produced. The prophet said he traveled in the South. He examined the conditions there. And it was the work of our people, continuing to practice those things that bring about this honor, disgrace, and disrespect.
That's right.
Who are we around people like that? And then they also capitalized on something else. They know how our people love Jesus. That's why they made themselves look like him. Why do you think they gave him this? That was an act of European psychology. Probably no majority is brought us from out of that state. It's a blessing to know I'm not black. Praise Allah, I'm not black. It's a blessing to know you're not a Negro. And it's a blessing to know you're not colored.
That's right. Praise Allah.
It's a blessing to be yourself. I'm looking out at you and you're a beautiful bouquet.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, you're beautiful. I'm proud of you. I'd be proud to walk down the street anywhere with you. Because I know that when we are conducting ourselves like we should conduct ourselves, we are the offspring of those who gave civilization to the world. And I do know, because it's been
no, it has been taught to us this truth that we are today where our ancient forefathers. And we saved humanity one time, and we're going to save humanity again. But it must be done under the principle of love and peace. We must obey the principles. We must establish those principles. And those principles must govern our conduct. We got to take our place. Our place is not a place that is disregarded or disrespected. We did that to ourselves. Oh yeah, slavery is a condition that we created for ourselves. Because law governs all events. There's no happening. We create a condition that we have to experience so that we can learn the lesson from what we did. And so now, all praises are due to Allah, that He's awakening us so that we can be who we are. And you know who we are? Who are we? Right, we are. We have a nationality. We have a nationality, and our forefathers established the first religious creed for the redemption and salvation of mankind on earth. That's what our forefathers were. And we are what our forefathers were without doubt or contradiction. All we got to do is take our place. And it starts in the word, sign, and wonder. Come in here and learn the truth about yourself. The truth about yourself. That you are not Negro, colored, or Ethiopian. And I tell you something else this evening. How to remember the relationship that binds us. We are brothers and sisters. Yes, we have wedges that have been placed between us to keep us separated. They know what we do when we unite. So what we got to learn to do is just simply to do like the prophet is instructing us and teaching us to return to the state of our ancient forefathers. Remember who you are. Remember that you gave civilization to the world. Remember that religion was emphasized by our people. Don't you know our way of life is not the practice of Negroism? It's Islamism. That's what we practice. That's our way of life. Don't you know when we practice Islamism like it should be practiced, we exhibit principles? Our religion is a principle religion. And we're learning to live our religion of principle. And what we need to do is to work on our appreciation for each other. We don't have to go nowhere for nothing from nobody. But once we raise our state of consciousness, we will accept the fact that we are all we need. But you've got to be able to go beyond what you think you see. And understand that the great God, Allah Himself, a part of Him is each and every one of us. And what we got to start to do is to look for Him. You know, I often exchange myself with thoughts like this. I do not desire to get in a conversation or a debate or an argument with you. Let me speak to the Allah in you. Let me and Allah talk. Because it's obvious you don't understand what I'm saying. And I can't understand what you say. But I can understand what Allah is saying because you see He's the one who gives the gift of the understanding. So what we're learning to do, or what is important for us to learn to do, let's learn how to communicate with one another. Let's go beyond the physical appearance to understand that the physical is not the main. Because if you get caught up on the physical, you're going to be fussing, arguing, fighting. You're not going to like each other. So what we got to learn to do is understand that we are spirits that are the light. And if we conduct ourselves in a manner that shows appreciation to Almighty God for His mercy and delivering us the way He has, then we start to heal.
Wow.
We got everything we need. The only thing that awaits us is us changing the way we think.
Wow.
Once we change the way we think, we cannot be stopped.
That's right.
Don't you know they're going to be running to us? Because all the nations of the earth are seeking peace. And that's what we promote. Our religion means peace. So we're going to get a world for more guidance. But before we make our contribution again, we got to change the way we think.
Praise Allah.
We got to learn how to treat one another. We got to understand, yes, they often say, or I've heard it said, the world is waiting for the Moors. They are. But the Moors got to make some mental adjustments. Because the Moors have been under a mental state that promotes a behavior pattern that's conducive to one who is a Negro.
Right.
The one who is black. We still are, unfortunately, finding ourselves in the same condition because we continue to accept their teachings. We think their teachings are going to make it better for us. Those teachings have never done us any good. For real, those teachings are harmless. So we got to change the way we think. You can't do better with them teachings. Yeah, you may appear to do better, but that's just a reflex. Don't get caught up in the reflex. That's an illusion. Don't you understand the happiness comes from learning how to treat one another? Learning how to treat one the way you yourself would love to be treated. And it's going to take some work because a lot of contamination has been put in us. But as long as we follow the instructions of Prophet Muhammad, we can clean ourselves up. And that's what we're working on, to clean ourselves up. And again, become a benefit. Become a benefit to our people and each other. Look.
Praise Allah.
I just want to get a chance to see you. So who knows about you? So I want to appreciate being in your country.
Islam.
Being allowed an opportunity to see. And to see that you're trying. You know, we wish you could see yourself with your children reading. I mean, it's a real blessing. Blessing to see our people being awake. Yeah, we're going to go someplace. I pray I have an opportunity to go with you. But any event that I don't understand, I have learned we have to do it. It's a friend. And I have no reason to fear friends. We have been taught to fear our friends. But I'm not going to label under that false concept anymore. I'm going to try to come out of that concept. But it's so much more appropriate to think and a friend coming to take us over to another side, but we got to complete our task. So I think once I start looking at death in that way, death is it's not scary. See, they scared us with death. I'm starting to keep the techniques that they use to keep us in a certain frame of mind. See, I got to examine that. Because I'm trying to get that stuff out of me. So I give praise again to my Father God, the great God of the universe. And I give honor to the last prophet of these days, Noble Wali. I give honor to all true and divine prophets, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius, etc. I give honor to Marcus Garvey, the forerunner of Prophet Noble Wali. I give honor to all past supreme manifestors and moderators of the Moorish Science Temple of America, whether secret brigade or Johnson Day or Nixon Day, to a former grand chief moderator of Deal. I give honor to all national, state, local officials. I give honor to all those who have made contributions to this Moorish Science Temple of America. And I want that to be contributions to this Lord's sign temple of America. And they are to respect and honor.
Praise the Lord.
We don't get caught up in here about the people who want to promote this and that. We don't get caught up in here about Brother Willie Hill. Willie Hill's on the back of our authority.
Islam.
He's
Islam.
steward with the prophet.
Islam.
So he's the one. I don't want to
Islam.
hear nothing else about all that slanderous stuff.
Islam. Islam.
I got the record.
That's right, Lord.
I got the record.
Islam.
I'm not going to get caught up in that other stuff. See, I don't want to get in no debates and who did this and who did that. What did he do for the prophet?
Islam. Praise
What a
Allah.
prophet meant.
Praise Allah.
So what I'm trying to, that's what we're going to know. That's Noah is used to separate. Watch the game that they use to separate. See, their whole intent now is to separate us. Why? Because they know a movement is taking place. And they don't want this movement to take place because this movement is a representation of a different way of thinking than what they promote. So don't let them plant no way. Do whatever we can to become more familiar with one another. And as we get more familiar, understand something. Don't bring them ways over here where you want to take advantage of people. This ain't about being no bandit state. This is about helping each other.
Praise the Lord.
Because as we help each other, we move forward and march forward toward that noble life. And that's what we're trying. That's what we're promoting here.
That's right.
We're not promoting no hate. You hear people using our name, cutting up all kinds of stuff out there in the street. But they got to have a group of people who show that those people are not us. So you got to make sure you turn yourself right. And never take for granted nobody watching you. They're watching you. They can't wait to try to find out something that you're doing improper so that they can magnify and take away the hope of those people who say that they're conditioned. Watch the game. Watch the game. And don't let them use you to work against your own people. I'm going to be from Holy Brand for the more time. Thank you for your time. We'll read from chapter I'm going to read from the Divine Instructions of the Holy Prophet, chapter 46, the beginning of Christianity. The foundation of Christianity began in Rome. The Roman nation founded the first church, of whom crucified Jesus of Nazareth, was seeking to redeem his people from under the Roman yoke and law. Jesus himself was of the true blood of the ancient Canaanites and Moabites and the inhabitants of Africa. So that sure does take away the fact that he is not what he has been projected to be all these years. All the pictures. Indoctrinating us. He said, then Europe had peace for a long time until Muhammad the first came upon the scene and fulfilled the works of Jesus of Nazareth. The holy teaching of Jesus was to the common people to redeem them from under the great pressure of the hands of the unjust. That the rulers and the rich would not oppress the poor, and that the lion and the lamb would lay down together, and neither would be harmed when morning came. These teachings were not accepted by the rulers, neither by the rich, because they loved the principles of the Ten Commandments. Through the Ten Commandments, the rulers and the rich live while the poor suffer and die. The lamb is the poor people. The lion is the rulers and the rich. And to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, all men are one and equal to seek their own destiny. and to worship under their own vine and fig tree, after the principle of the holy and divine laws of their forefathers. All nations of the earth in these modern days are seeking peace. But there is but one true and divine way that peace may be obtained in these days. And it is through love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice being taught universally to all nations and all lands. Peace.
If I could hear throughout it once again, if I could hear his tender voice again, oh yeah, how happy I would be. It would be so much to me. If I could hear throughout it voice again. We used to sit and worry. We used to sit and hide. We used to wish that we were dead. We don't do that anymore. True, I brought the truth. That only God made. If I could hear my voice again, if I could hear my voice again, if I could hear his tender voice again, how happy I would be. It would be so much to me. If I could hear God voice again.
Islam voice, right? I thank our great chief of our Jones Bay, bringing forth the real, so beautiful words of the reading from the divine instructions from the Holy Prophet, chapter number 46, beginning of Christianity. Praise Allah. At this time, I'd like to call forth the assistant grand governor of the state of Pennsylvania to read the warning by the T. Hopkins Bay Second.
Islam, Lord.
Yes, I beseech every one of you, and I'm to honor to Islam. Prophet warns all Muslims, governors ordered to read proclamation at each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical, agitated speeches while at work, in their homes or on the streets. We're for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards in your pants. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We're for love, truth, peace, and freedom. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet, or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement, will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the laws laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card, button, cease wearing their turban or fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found them. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet therefore is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sins by order of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Peace.